What are some of the things that you should absolutely never take to bed with you? In this video, we will look at some of the things that I have seen over the years from clients that can actually cause us not to be able to sleep well at night or cause you to become someone who struggles with insomnia. And these can be material things and some of the other things that I'll mention as well, which are not actually things, but we still take them to bed with us. Hi there, my name is Beatrix Schmidt from the sleepdeepmethod.com. This channel is all about helping you to be able to achieve great sleep at night and also overcome insomnia if that is something that you struggle with. So I would suggest you hit the subscribe button below, come back each week when I share a brand new video on different tools and techniques that you can use every single day so you can guarantee a great night's sleep consistently for years to come. The first thing that you should really never take to bed with you is any kind of technology. Now, I know this can be hard. I work with my clients a lot, especially those who deal with international teams that pretty much got so attached to their phones that it sits with them wherever they go. If they go to bed, it's with them on their side table all the time. And detaching from not just the technology itself, but knowing that you can do something or reply to someone or hear a notification can be really tough. And I know this from working with clients who have had to do that because that was one of the main things that disturbed their sleep. So if you are struggling with that, just know that the first step is really acknowledging the fact that you need your sleep. So if technology is disturbing your sleep, then you need to make that conscious choice of changing that. And sometimes this can take time. I know when I work with clients, detaching from our phones, detaching from technology can't often happen straight away. We need to change our behaviors, change our thinking about the fact that we really don't need our phones in our bedrooms or in bed with us. The second thing that you should never take to bed with you is any disagreements, any arguments. This plays a role when I work with a client who's got a partner or a girlfriend, wife, boyfriend, whatever kind of relationship they are in. And sometimes couples actually end up discussing things in bed. And that's kind of become quite normal from the work that I see. But having a really difficult conversation in bed, perhaps even a disagreement, an argument, a conflict, it's going to play a role in your ability to be able to completely switch off and rest. So what I would suggest, if you do have to discuss something that might present a challenge, you take that out of the bedroom environment and communicate to your partner or you have whoever you have to have that conversation with that, let's keep the bedroom to a place where we can both rest. Because again, when you're looking at couple dynamics, a lot of the times the bedroom has become something that represents so many different things rather than just sleep. And of course, intimacy is part of that, but please keep your bedroom for sleep and intimacy only, not having difficult conversations that might be playing a role in your inability to be able to sleep through the night. Now that we've gone through a couple of things not to take to bed with you, I wanted to share with you another video that I've put together, and I'll put the link up here for you. That video was all about how to create a bedtime routine, and I think that's going to really help you to start looking at some of those dynamics that might be playing a role in your going to bed, but not really consciously going to bed for the purpose of sleeping. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and watch that video as well, which will give you some more tips and advice of how you can make sure that you can get really good sleep overnight. Another thing that I would suggest you never take to bed with you is a notebook, a pen, a to-do list, perhaps a journal. And I know that you might have read articles about the fact that, if you wake up in the middle of the night and your mind is racing, you should get out of bed and take a note of some of those things that might be playing up in your head or problems that might arise. I actually tend to suggest the opposite, because one of the things that I've noticed with some of the clients that have routinely woken up in the middle of the night and had a notepad on the side of their bed, what they actually created is a routine and a habit that if I'm awake, I'm straight away going to take notes. And I think this is where you need to pause for a moment before you switch on the light and start taking notes. When you wake up in the middle of the night, you become aware of some of those thoughts, for example. Decide whether or not this is an actual reason that you should be switching on the lights. And this is where I often talk about anxiety or depression. Those are very different dynamics. So if you are struggling with some of those issues, then the bedroom can represent so many different things, and it can represent sort of anxiety attacks as well. So that is not the scenario that I'm talking about. If you are waking up in the middle of the night with anxiety attacks, please seek medical help or speak to the person that you're already working with, because those are different dynamics. The one that I'm talking about here is when you're actually consciously decide to wake up and start taking notes because you think it's going to serve you better. A lot of the times what I see in during my client work is when somebody switches the lights on and starts taking notes of the problems that they have or the things that they might need to solve, they actually become so awake that once they've started writing a list, they're not able to go back to sleep. So it's actually detrimental to their ability to go back to sleep. So if that is the scenario that you have, then I would suggest that you don't actually take a notepad with you at all to your bedroom, because it's going to start breaking that cycle, that habit that you have. So instead, when you wake up, just coach yourself back into sleep. It's okay, I've woken up, but let's just go back to sleep. I need more sleep so that I can function really well at night. And this seems to work really, really well with a lot of the clients that have this particular issue. So give it a go and see how much you can actually build up this self-coaching element of you being able to get back into sleep. The final thing I wanted to share with you in this video is one of my examples when I struggled with my insomnia at the time. So one of the things that happened when I was really struggling with my sleep is I used to take all my dreams and goals and aspirations, and I used to really think about them in bed before I was going to sleep or tried to go to sleep. And basically what happened, when I was thinking about all those exciting things that I wanted to do, some of the goals that I wanted to achieve, perhaps some of the holidays that I was planning, I turned my evening into something that was negative. I started to question whether or not I'm doing enough, whether or not I can do it, whether or not I was capable of achieving all those things that I wanted to. So what happened is my evening, sort of 10-15 minutes before I was actually purposely wanting to sleep, turned into this negative routine, this negative habit that actually caused me not to be able to sleep. Because then I started going through different things that I should be doing, and therefore I became more awake. So if this is a dynamic that plays a role with you, what I suggest is you do what I used to do when I actually started improving my sleep. Is I used to create time earlier in the evening to plan, to start looking at what are those things that I could be doing. And I have taken out the self-punishment element from this planning process towards my dreams. Now that we've gone through some of the main things that I see that people take to bed with them and therefore they actually not able to sleep well at night, it's over to you. I would love to know whether or not any of these things have resonated with you. And if they haven't, let me know what you think is playing a role, or some of the things that you might be taking to bed with you that's stopping you to be able to sleep really well at night. Did you like this video? If you did, hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends and family. And remember, overcoming insomnia and other sleep problems take time. So if you like this video and you had some value from it, just use one of the techniques or tools that I shared with you, and you will start seeing a difference in your sleep as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your comments and seeing you in the next video as well.